ladies, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the part 2 of why men pull away. On the part 1, I spoke about this question in the context of when you're dating, getting to know someone, someone new, and you haven't slept with them. And I also explained when you're dating someone and you did sleep with them, kind of like what happens then. But in this video, I'll talk about when you're actually married and why your husband may be pulling away, why men pull away in general. So we'll talk about the human nature aspect of it and part of the dynamics, right? So we explained that it's a natural thing for men to need space and to sort of be away from you, to miss you. And that's just something that is innate to them. It's their biology, is their human nature. They've been wired to do that and to be like that since the birth of humankind. Women on the opposite spectrum, they want to be literally close, right? So we're different. Now, obviously, if you're married, you know more about human nature than someone who's dating. But let's talk about when your husband is distant. He's pulled away kind of emotionally, you know what I mean? Aside from the normal needing his space and that kind of stuff. So when men pull away, it means that the intimacy is not really there. By intimacy, I mean closeness, like closeness and connection. I'm not talking about, physical can be part of it, right? But we're talking about that real closeness and intimacy that everybody wants. When they have pulled away in that regard, it speaks a lot about the dynamic. The more controlling a woman is in her marriage, the more he will pull away from you. The more you want to control financial aspects, if you are a breadwinner, you'll be very involved in the money-making decisions, if not all of them, right? If you literally control if you are the de facto leader, like the physical leader, actual leader of your household, of your family, if you have assumed control, if you are in charge, he will pull away from you because control deletes intimacy. When you chase someone or something, it runs away. It's part of the same concept. When you are controlling, it means a masculine behavior. It's a masculine energy. When you want to control the money, the finances, the decisions on that capacity, you are assuming the masculine role and the masculine energy. If your intention is to have a dynamic where your husband is the masculine and you are the feminine pole, it will be very important that you are aware if you are assuming control or leadership in the marriage. Okay, so if your husband made you a cocktail, if he does the little things and you're thinking that he's in charge, think again. we're talking about like who is really running the show. Now, you need to understand that women are the neck and men are the head. That's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at this is you as a woman are in charge of the energy, of the vibe, of the dynamic. He is to be in charge. If you want him to be the masculine pole, he is to be in charge, like literally as a leader of everything. Okay? So if you've been controlling in any way, shape, or form, be it through nagging, telling him what to do, if you ever tell him what to do, he will go away from you. Okay? Because that means control, that means a masculine energy. If you are masculine energy, you will repel the other masculine energy. If you are the feminine energy, you will attract the masculine, right? So that is, the most common and the most is the factor or dynamic that causes the most issues in marriages when you assume control or actual leadership in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. He will pull away emotionally from you. He will be distant. You will not have intimacy. He will be not close to you. All right. So another thing to know is I'm not literally telling you that you need to be playing games in a marriage, but you kind of do. Because if you don't, just watch how boring and predictable everything is. So if you're someone that is calling your husband at work, texting him about household issues, do we get milk? Do we pay off a car? Do we pick up the clothes? If you keep texting your husband, aka if you don't give him space to just to be alone and energetically away from you, if you're always talking to him nonstop, you have lost all your mystery. You're in his face all the time. When you do that, they're like, whoa, I need some space. Okay? So you don't have to tell him where you're going all the time, what you're doing. Have some mystery to you. The more mystery you have, the more interesting you'll be. And that applies even more in marriage where you live together than when you are dating someone, because when you don't live with someone, it's easier to remain a mystery and, and to have that space. But when you're married, it's even more important to have your own space and close your mouth. You don't want to use your husband as your girlfriend. If you're doing that, stop. Stop. So you can be best friends, but he's not to be your girlfriend where you're venting and where you're like just talking nonstop. Alrighty? So get these basics right. Get the ultimate basics right and just watch. Alrighty? So ladies, let me know in the comments if this is anything new. And sometimes it's easier said than done to stop trying to control, to stop having that masculine role on the daily, right? So granted, like there's moments where you have to take a little bit of that role for some instances, but the majority of the time you want to be the actual feminine pole if you want a masculine husband, right? So give up control and let me know how it goes. So ladies, subscribe and sign up to the email list to watch for my courses coming up. Alrighty? Talk to you guys later. Bye now.